David Koresh.
David Koresh. Disclaimer. Screaming. It's not children tied in the basement. It's her sister playing Fortnite.
With her friends.
She gets real into it and that's okay.
Like, Emily didn't hear it until last night, and
oh my god,
she
it
straight up thought she was being murdered. Hey everyone, and welcome to the Burrow. I'm Macy Lynn.
And I'm Emily.
And today we're going to be talking about David Koresh. Isn't that great?
It is great. Because he was crazy. Like everyone else we talk about on this channel. Like us. Don't touch it. Anywho.
So, David Koresh was from Waco, Texas, which I thought was pronounced Waco, but he's a Waco, so. Just so you know, Waco is where Fixer Upper took place. Like one of the best shows on HGTV.
I just miss them so much. Chip and Joanna.
My mom straight up like owns Joanna's cookbook. That's how obsessed we are.
I always look through her stuff at Target. It's so good.
They're such a cute couple.
They're so cute.
And they just have all
Oh my
these
God.
pigs and sheep everywhere. And
And
like,
their family. They're just like, hey kids, we bought a new cow. And the cows are like, yeah.
and they love each other. Like, how often do you find that these days? Never. They're like actually happy. Okay, so David, he was a cult dude.
Trademark cult dude.
Gang. Okay, so
Trucker cult.
Okay, and so specifically with this situation, all the sources she looked at like kept giving her different things. So just know, like, we're gonna give you more of ranges than like specific numbers.
Yeah. Because some were like, it was 80 people. It was 70 people. It was exactly 76 people. It was 100 people. There's just...
People don't know what they're talking about.
Well, also the government was like, boy, if you don't. And so...
He like messed with a lot of people, and so did some other people. So it's just...
Well, when you're a cult dude, that's your job.
Mm-hmm.
Cult dude. Do you think he ran the trucker cult?
This was during the 1950s, right?
He became the leader of this cult in 1990.
Oh. He was born in the 1950s.
He was born 1959.
Yeah, late 1950s.
So he could have ran trucker cult.
When he was that young?
Well, considering trucker cult became a big deal in the 80s, he would have been like 30, 20, maybe in his 20s. And he was crazy in his 20s.
But this was also in Texas. All that stuff happened.
He could still... If you have no idea what we're talking about, then you should go back and watch our first video, the Dr. No video. And you'll know about
move on
trucker
with the
cult.
general info of this case.
Trucker cult! Okay, so for general information, just to know before we get started, David Koresh was born...
There's a glitter!
I love glitter.
It was hollow.
Real hollow?
Real hollow.
Not that fake hollow.
Not that big hollow.
Real hollow! Anyway. He was born Vernon Wayne Howell in Houston, Texas. To a
Clap
woman...
with us, Christine. Sorry.
Houston, Texas, baby. We can't use that song because it's copyrighted. Because Beyonce.
Okay.
Anyway, so... Yeah. He had a interest in the Bible from a very young age and actually had like a large portion of it memorized by the time he was 12.
Oh, I don't.
He was also, like, his parents were Seventh-day Adventists. He would go to church with his grandparents and stuff. He was raised by his grandparents until he was, like,
We have some
10.
friends that were Seventh-day Adventists.
Huh?
We have some friends that are Seventh-day.
We do. I love you, Brianna.
And Tony.
And Tony. Because Tony doesn't watch our stuff. Brianna does.
That's true.
Tony, watch our stuff! Brianna, you best share this with Tony.
His early life,
He's
he
a
was...
spree killer.
He was born August 17th, 1959. Isn't that so lovely?
1959.
I know someone was born August 23rd, not 1959. I was just trying to think of anything close to that, but I don't know.
Well, you know it was close to that? The August Jane Doe from our Dr. No case, which you should go watch.
The lady that helped us make this, She will be turning an age on August 8th. We don't know how old.
Well, she's married, I think. So
she kept saying that she would tell people that she was married, but I don't know if she was actually married. I didn't see a ring on her finger.
I didn't see a ring on her finger either. Anyway, we love you, Build-A-Bear lady.
But she may just not want to lose her ring inside of a bear.
Yeah.
That goes home with a kid.
Couch makes noise.
Yes. We just make friends with all these random people at like restaurants
like
now
restaurants
because we're
stores.
like, we work with like customer service now and it sucks. We're going to have a whole video about that. One day. Just a big rant about what it's like to work in customer service. Because it sucks. People are mean. And we don't like them. Which is why I'm going to try and become a cook. So I don't have to deal with anybody except for my fun people in the back that sit there and dance all day. His mom was 14 or 15 at the time of his birth. Like Mary. Wonder if that's why she did it.
I wonder if that's why he believed he was God.
Maybe. He was a really bad student. He had a lot of like really severe learning disabilities.
And that's not saying if you have learning disabilities you're a bad student. Mm-hmm. He was just a bad student.
Yeah, but that's just but he happened to have learning disabilities. You can like have ADHD, dyslexia, dysgraphia, dyscalculia, all these things, and still be a strong student. It's definitely going to be harder for you, but you can still do it.
I believe in you.
Believe in yourself.
Yes, believe in yourself. But he didn't, so he failed. He dropped out of high school senior year.
Why would you go that far and drop out? Like, we're seriously not even posting a specific video because we're afraid it could get us expelled
from our senior year.
And so we're like, we're just gonna wait until after we graduate
to post this video. Next summer, though.
Yeah. So that
it's
we
nothing bad,
don't
Mom.
get expelled.
It's nothing bad,
It's
Mom.
nothing bad.
It's just
because our code of conduct is stupid.
Says we can't post it.
Yeah. So he was bullied a lot. They called him Bernie.
Just to tease him.
Yeah. I mean, I don't understand how that's that bad. I mean,
well, imagine if your name was Bernie.
I mean, his name was Vernon. His mom was already mean enough to name him that.
Okay, we're just hating on people named Vernon now. But no one named Vernon watches our videos, so it's fine.
I thought it said Venom at first.
That's a pretty cool name. If my mom was like, your name is Venom, I'd be like, that's what's up.
You're white trash.
My name is Emily.
Impressive musical ability. He did have that. So, I mean, he was there. He had something going for him. He just didn't go along with his life. He became a bad person.
Well, he actually moved to California in order to pursue music when he was like 19. But it didn't work out because he sucked at social skills.
Yeah, he just, other than his music ability, he didn't have it all there.
So in his 20s, he officially joined his mother's Seventh-day Adventist church and then was convicted of statutory rape, which is rape against a minor.
She was 15.
Yeah, he ended up getting her pregnant. Percocet.
Really sad.
Anyway. And if that wasn't enough...
Can't wait to not be Percocet.
Don't do drugs. Percocet's a medicine. Don't do drugs. So if that wasn't enough, he got kicked out of the church for constant sexual harassment of the pastor's daughter. Because, and his reasoning, the pastor's reasoning was that he was a bad influence on the other young people of the church. Mm-hmm. But, he was like, no, this is meant to be. We're meant to be together. Which is what he said about every single girl he ended up raping later on in the future.
Yeah, and the preacher's daughter is just like...
She's like, boy, if you don't. Anywho, so then after he was kicked out of that church, he joined a sect of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, which is not really, because they were kind of excommunicated, but they're like, we're still Adventists, but they're not. It's like a whole thing.
They're a cult.
They're a cult. But they were called the Branch Davidians in Waco, Texas. Waco, Texas. Waco, Yakko, and Dot.
Just finish!
Animaniacs. So he ended up having an affair with the leader's 60-year-old wife, because yet again, they were meant to be. And then he married a 14-year-old, because they were meant to be.
Her name was Rachel Jones.
Her name's Rachel Jones. Shirley Dean. He eventually became the leader of the cult after a bunch of arguing with people and whatnot. And after the leader of the cult was convicted of murder with an axe and abuse of a corpse.
And he claimed he had prophetic powers.
He was like, I am God! No, he didn't say I'm God. He said, I speak to God. In a few years, though, he's like, I am God.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to, like, what he did to all of his followers. So he believed that God had told him to have 24 children with his followers.
Air quotes, because he believed.
He was like,
God told him.
You guys! God told me this.
He said, okay. God said, I can rape your children.
So he made all of his followers give up their wives to them and daughters, children, and it was like, boys. All the children were forced to call their parents dogs because he was the only parent. Women and girls are subjected to constant rape and molestation even at ages of 11. Like, ow.
Yeah, he had wives that were like 11 or 12.
Yeah. By the way, Shane Dawson also has a video where he talks about this dude that also has some other...
He does. I love Shane Dawson.
He has a cult video. He has a cult video. And this is one of the people
I think this surprises me, but it doesn't. I love Shane Dawson.
I mean, not trying to get you to click out of our video, but after this one, go watch Shane Dawson.
And then go watch Shane Dawson collab with Jeffree Star, because that's freaking hilarious. Every single one of those videos is comedy gold. Anyway.
So his child abuse included like the sexual like rape and molestation.
Oh my God.
Physical, he would beat people over super minor things. So like you spilled your milk, you stubbed your toe.
You didn't stub your toe. You still spilled your milk. You got a stain on your shirt.
Yeah.
Like,
you got a wrinkle on your clothes. You sneeze too loud. You get beaten until you can't walk.
With a wooden paddle.
Military drills at 5 a.m. for kids as young as 5. Yeah, watch the Chris Pratt Mad Lib Theater. Military drills at 5 a.m. for kids as young as 5.
Like, with guns!
Yeah.
And barbed wire and everything. It was so great.
Ouch. And he like controlled every aspect of their life. Who they were friends with, what they wore, what they ate.
He wouldn't let them eat because he thought eating warmed up food was like gross. So he made them eat cold food. Also, you couldn't have fruits and vegetables on the same plate. And things like that. Like super random stuff.
And he was like, God told me all of this, you guys.
God says
so you
have to eat cold soup.
Oh.
Cold soup is gross.
It is.
You know what's even grosser? Cold ravioli. That is nasty. Anyway, so
but
here
we can all deal with cold pizza.
Oh, cold pizza's fantastic. I would eat that any day. Here we get into the fun parts though, where the death comes. Yeah. So, after he spent several years torturing his followers and whatnot, he had actually been grooming them into believing into mass suicide, kind of like Jonestown. If you don't know about Jonestown, it's crusty. We might do a video on that. We should do a video on Jonestown. Jim Jones. Anyway. So he groomed them into this idea that mass suicide was a good thing. And so the FBI and the ATF, which is the Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearm Federation, all like this dude bought hand grenades, like a giant crate of hand grenades to keep in the compound. So they all showed up there. They're like, okay, y'all need to come out. We just need to negotiate and talk with you. Like, and so a 51-day standoff occurred in which there were several bouts of gun battle
between February and April of 1993.
Yeah, April 19th. April 19th? Anyway.
What's special about April? Oh.
The Jane Doe?
I had a moment where I was like, what?
What? Anyway. So,
it's not your birthday.
No, it's not. What was I saying?
Her birthday is March 3rd.
That's gay. So they had several rounds of like gunfights and things, and actually the government agencies never fired one round into that compound. It was all the followers who were shooting at them, but it ended up 4 ATF agents were killed and 6 Branch Davidians were killed. About a dozen children were released from the compound in exchange for food and supplies so that the people inside didn't starve. But after the 51 days on April 19th, 1993, the FBI decided to release tear gas into the compound to kind of flush the followers out of the compound.
Tear gas freaking hurts. Like, I mean, it burns your whole face.
Yeah.
Everything. It doesn't feel good. It hurts your lungs.
But
it don't kill you.
No, it's not toxic.
Yeah. It just hurts. So you got to get away from it.
Yeah. Koresh ended up lighting all the tear gas on fire by also spilling gasoline into the compound. Is tear gas flammable?
I don't know.
I think it is.
I'm pretty sure it is, but
Gas.
I feel like most gases are flammable.
Yeah. Why is that the first thing that shows up? I looked up, is tear gas flammable? And the first thing it says, the gas used by federal agents on their attack of the Branch Davidian compound. Okay.
So it is flammable.
It is not flammable.
Not flammable? Oh, okay.
Tear gas is not flammable.
It's
he
not
did not ignite the gas. He ignited gasoline.
Yeah.
So it's still gas. Not a gas, but it's gas. With all of the remaining followers inside, and there were said to be about 75 to 80, some even say up to 100 people inside the compound at that time. But after the fire went out, the FBI agents walked in, and they looked, and they saw that all the followers had actually been dead before the fire had started.
Stabbed.
They were stabbed, they were beaten, they were shot, and that David Koresh was also dead because he had had his right-hand man shoot him and then shoot himself. Oh my god. Why? I don't know, because he's crazy.
So, yeah, like, so they had been sitting there, like, trying to get everybody out, and then turns out they were all dead. And you want to know how they knew that? Because there was no tear gas in their lungs.
Or carbon monoxide
from
fire and smoke inhalation. Which is how they would have died anyway.
Yeah. Because that's how you tell, like, if someone's been burned. You're, like, because you can't tell from their body and stuff like that, which it means they weren't burned too badly if you could, like, recognize, stab wounds and stuff like that. But,
you can also recognize defense wounds on bone, which doesn't get burned.
That's true. But sometimes if there's, like, enough debris, it can, like, rupture things. It's just complicated. But
you have to swab for carbon monoxide inside their lungs.
And that was not there.
So they were dead. Anyhow.
So, some victims escaped, like, are still going through, like, the victims that were able to escape are still going through therapy today to cope with everything that happened to them. I mean, like, there were a few people that actually believed in him and everything.
There's still up to 400 Branch Davidians in Texas that follow him.
It's something that you just, once you were a part of it, it's kind of hard to get out of.
Well, like every cult, because, like, you're just, they threaten you, and you're drawn in because everyone you know is part of this.
I'm pretty sure a few of what Shane Dawson talks about is how, like, some people tried to escape and ended up dying. But so, he, like, they're still going through therapy and everything, because, I mean, you know, they watched women get abused. Some of them were abused.
It was really terrible. But actually, there's, like, a lasting legacy to this, because there's still people who are, like, believing that he's gonna come back because he's God, and things like that.
So 2 years later, in 1995, Timothy McVeigh, who was one of his followers, wanted, like, revenge on the FBI and everything, on the government. And so he loaded a truck full of 2+ tons of explosives and fuel to bomb a military base in Oklahoma. And it killed 168 people and injured 850.
conclusion,
yeah, I mean,
don't join cults.
yeah.
And it's hard to know if you're actually joining a cult because they'll be like, we're not a cult, we just believe in the real truth. But they're a cult. Every religion is a cult. But some cults are less culty.
I guess.
Don't join a bad cult, like a detrimental cult. Like the cult of domesticity. Women are not for making sandwiches. Anyway.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you for tuning in, and we'll
See you next time in the burrow. We have some merch
It's not really
already.
merch.
No
It's
one
not really-
watches this.
Not really merch as it is just
They're
fun
just little
stuff.
stickers.
Little
that are-
stickers.
yeah. And so they have them this 3 inches, or we can get one that has a diameter of
Smaller than 3 inches. Like the size of like a pop socket.
Yeah.
So you can put it on your phone.
Yeah. So if you would like one, comment, because I don't have a way for you to wait.
You could DM us.
Yeah, you could DM us on our Instagram, which will be in the description. It's in our first description too.
Isn't it cute? It's our little logo. It's got little bunny ears on it. It says Bunny Studios.
She designed it. I designed our channel art though.
To go on our notebooks. To go on your laptop. Go on your phone. Go on your snazzy coffee mug. Whatever
So
you
just
want.
it'll be like, I don't even know how much. I'll have to look back on where I bought them. But just let me know if you want one. They're not that expensive. Like at
I
all.
think they were like $3.
They're like 2.
2? Oh.
I'll have to go double check. And I'll
But
leave
it'd be
it.
like $1 each.
I'll leave
it was
the-
2 for like a set of 3.
I will leave some info in the description about how much they are a piece, and then set deals if you want like 6 of them, because they come in sheets of 6. Or you can make them bigger, but I only bought a sheet of 6, 3 for me, 3 for her, because I didn't have anyone to give them to, because my dad is totally not going to be putting that on his patrol car.
But I think we have one left because I haven't used my last one.
I have 2
So-
because I only have the one on my computer.
Oh, really? So we have 3 left.
If you
So
want to go ahead
first
and buy
3
one.
Well, I'm going to give mine away for free.
Oh yeah, okay.
So first 3 will be completely free.
My name is Izzy, I got a kid, and I'm gonna kill you with it.
Caffeine. We like bananas because they have no bones.
At least you don't start twerking in the middle of your bathroom.
Wacko!